Hello, my name is Gita Wulanisya Putri, and my group will present our result in translating from Indonesian language to the English language, that is the target language. And I will explain the third sentence, and my friends Arum will explain the first and second sentence, and Andrea will explain the fourth sentence.
Hello everyone, my name is Vincentia Arum, and today I will be explaining the result of our group's translation. I will be explaining the first and second sentence. Okay, let's start from the first sentence. So the first sentence translation is, children love drawing. You can see here that there is a screenshot of the choice of word that I have typed here, drawing, and it is a noun, and the definition is the art or activity of making drawing. So we can see here on the choice word of drawing is an activity that children love. So here is the grammar structure. And next, in the second sentence, the translation is, drawing possibly exceed other activity in revealing their tendency to think in fantasy and expressing all of their aesthetic perception. So let's explain some word choice that I have screenshotted here. So first is exceed. In the sentence structure, exceed is a verb and its definition is be better or surpass. So we can see here drawing as an activity is much better and is uh, one of children's favorite activity. So the next word choice is tendency. We can see here that tendency means an inclination toward a particular characteristic or type of behavior. In the source language, it is kecenderungan. So I think it fits more to use tendency in this sentence. Next is the adjective aesthetic. It means concern with beauty or the appreciation of beauty. Uh, Beauty and the translation of keindahan is beauty, and aesthetic is also the same. But I think both words, even though they have the same meaning, have different implication. I think aesthetic fits more in this sentence because it shows much more complexities than the word beauty. So next is, I also use the word reveal, which means make or previously unknown or secret information known to others. So in the source language, it is mengungkapkan, and I think revealing fits in this context of text. So here is the grammar structure. Now there are subject, preposition, verb, adjective verb, possessive pronoun to infinitive, and there is alpha conjunction. So next sentence will be explained by my friend Gita. Thank you for listening. Next.
Okay, now I will explain the third sentence. And from the source language, it sounds, beberapa negara berusaha keras untuk menciptakan kondisi yang paling memungkinkan untuk mengembangkan dan menyempurnakan bakat seni dan kemampuan anak-anak. We translate it to the target language, which is in English. It sounds, some countries strive to create the most possible condition to develop and complete children's artistic talents and abilities. Okay, now I will explain about the grammatical form that I use in this sentence. And we can see from the table, some countries is the subject of the sentence. It uses noun phrase, and then strive is the verb of the sentence. And to create use to infinitive or to plus verb ing. And then the most possible condition is a noun phrase that use adjective and noun. To develop is to infinitive and is the conjunction. Complete is to infinitive too, but because before the conjunction it is also already have to, so we erase, we don't use the to again. And then children's is noun, artistic is adjective that is represent the noun after it. Talent is the noun and conjunction. Abilities is the noun. So the adjective or artistic is describing the talent and abilities of the child. Okay, now I will explain about the lexis that I use in this sentence. There are some underlined words that make me need to search it in the dictionary. The first is strive. In bahasa, strive is berusaha keras. There are so many words that we can use to translate berusaha keras in English. So the most relatable with the context is strive, because berusaha keras is also mean to that struggles or trying hard. And then the second is complete. In bahasa, it is menyempurnakan, but I think it is not to relate if we use perfect to the sentence. So I need to look for the other synonym of perfect that it is complete. And then artistic. In bahasa it is seni. It can also be art, but because it is a adjective that explain about the talents and abilities that the children have, so it must be adjective and it is artistic, so we use this word. I think that all from the third sentence and the fourth sentence will be explained by Andrea. Thank you.
Okay, I'm Kayla. In here I will explain fourth sentence. In the fourth sentence, in bahasa, di taman kanak-kanaklah di bawah bimbingan para ahli, anak-anak mulai mempelajari keterampilan dalam seni. I have translated to English. In English, in a kindergarten, under the guidance, children begin to study skills in art. For the next slide, in this slide I explain the grammar used. For the first sentence, in a kindergarten, in here is adverb place, or in bahasa is keterangan tempat. Di taman kanak-kanaklah, in a kindergarten. For the next word, under in here is adverb preposition, and in here I've been looking for a thesaurus from the word under. in Merriam-Webster. In Merriam-Webster, under is adverb, and then there are definition of under. For the next word is the gradients. Gradients in here is a noun. Gradients is from the word guide. Guide in bahasa is membimbing. This is gradients. Gradients is bimbingan. And the word gradients is a noun, and I've been looking for a thesaurus from the word gradients in Merriam-Webster too. There are definition of gradients too. And then for the next word is of. Of in here is preposition. Preposition, and then expert is a noun. So in a kindergarten, under the gradients of experts. Di taman kanak-kanak lah, di bawah bimbingan para ahli. And then for the next slide and for the next sentence, children. Children is a plural of child, and in here children is a subject. And then begin. Begin in here is a verb, but more precisely, begin in here is final verb. What is a final verb? Final verb is a form of verb that is influenced by tense, like present tense or past tense, and agreement with the subject in terms of person, like first or second or third, and number, like a singular or plural. And in here, the word children is plural. So, the word begin is included in the final verb. Then for the next word is to study. To in here is infinitive, and study is a verb. So, this is an infinitive verb. And then, what to use the infinitive? What we need to know in this case, the infinitive is used to connect two verbs that are used at once in one predicate. And then, the format of the infinitive is to plus verb 1. And then, so, to study in here is infinitive verb. For the next word is skills. Skills in here is a noun. And then in art in here is an object. So children begin to study skills in art. In bahasa is anak-anak mulai mempelajari keterampilan dalam seni. So children is anak-anak, mulai is begin, mempelajari to study, keterampilan skills dalam seni in art. Okay.